3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome back! Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, did we start?
We are the Nerd Experience. We have a few announcements. We have some new merch. I don't know if you can see it. As well as Miosha's wearing one of our shirts. That is not ours, but still a great shirt. That is ours. And the beard is not for sale, just admiration.
Is there something on the back? Do I need to do a turnaround?
I don't think on that one. Oh, yeah, there is. Get your nerd on. All right, so that's the only announcements we have. Let's do a quick recap. So, the party, they were exploring underneath the estate of the Chancellor of West Haven's house. They found not only a large cavern network, but they also discovered it continued on with a small river. And they decided, let's hop on the boat, get out of Dodge and check it out. So, you did. You rode down, because it was moving itself, actually, you discovered. After you got out into the lake that it opened out into, you found yourself, the boat rocking, and a few of you got tossed into the lake, and battle ensued with a lesser beholder. Some of you did nearly die. Some of you saved the others that were drowning.
You're welcome.
And luckily you prevailed. Began to harvest the creatures as you reached the shore of a small island out in the middle of the lake. And you could see on the lake, or on the island, you could see stairs moving up towards what looked like a solitary standing archway holding a door. You couldn't see past it, but there were no walls beside it, and so some of you began to walk up to it that could get onto the island. At least some of you had issues breathing, seeing, and you began to hear whispering and something that you didn't recognize at the time, or that you didn't notice as characters, is that the whispering, it actually wasn't audible. It was only in your heads. That's something that you didn't notice. I think that's where we're at, is you guys all went down, finished harvesting, but Kai decided to run back up to the door, getting a little impatient, and decided, I'm just going to go for it. And so he got close to the door, he read the note that he found on the boat. Do you remember what it said?
Something about you will be tested in the building.
It said, upon the shore you will be tested, through the door it will be shown.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, non-audible. And then as you're within a foot of the door, the whispering inside your head disappeared. And some of your allies saw you up there, decided to try and get up to you, but they were not close. The door opened. What do you do?
Oh, let's see. I'm just gonna wait. I will be tapping my foot and like kind of my staff, just impatiently waiting.
At the door still?
Yeah, just waiting for everybody. You know.
Okay.
Just
roll a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. It's a 12.
12. You feel compelled to walk through. With a 12, you just barely save, but you do feel the compulsion to move forward.
I don't like the way he said saved. Like, we shouldn't walk through.
Oh,
He said you barely saved. Like, you
it's
got
just-
lucky
it's
you
just the
didn't
roll.
walk
That's
through
just the
this
roll.
door.
That's nothing to do with that.
Sure.
How far am I away from this door?
You were coming up the stairs. You had initially said I'm going to go up the stairs after you saw Kai up at the door. So you're about 20 to 30 feet away when you felt that need to move forward.
I would like to throw a stone through that door.
Throw a stone? Okay. And the whispering sounds begin to fill your head
Okay.
as you get close.
Maybe a bomb. What do we have here?
No.
What's something we can throw through this door?
A body.
Maybe
Find
like
a bar.
light.
Find a bar. Throw him.
Maybe we could throw like a light so we can see in there first.
Yeah. Can we see inside the building?
Yeah.
You can. If you recall, you could see the stairways once it opened. The stairs began to continue up.
Okay.
So we don't go.
Okay. All right. Good
Oh
point.
no, you made him go get stuff.
Visual. You can see.
Oh, I like this.
Ooh.
So here, I'll
This
take
is
it.
what I imagined.
I didn't know that's what I would immediately went into that.
That's what you see. Okay, you tell me. That's what you see.
Oh, that's
the
what's on
door
the
is at the
inside.
base. I don't know if they can.
Those stairs look inviting.
They are extremely
I feel this
inviting
shirt's
for
appropriate for
anyone.
what that looks like.
Are you running up to the door?
I'm right
beside.
in the door.
You're running past.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I'll step aside and let her.
You hear her running
There's
up
a button.
towards you. I need you to make that same Constitution saving throw once you reach that 5-foot area. Yes, D20.
Ooh, yeah.
That's not good.
You're going straight in there.
I mean, she was planning to anyway, but
+3.
Oh no, plus dude, that's a 10.
We only live one.
10.
Maybe.
Wisdom saving throws.
as you're running through it, intending to pass by your recent newly added companion, you lose all control over your own actions and find yourself running at a dead sprint now. And all of you see this, like, her speed had been a quick, I imagine, hurried running up the stairs.
Yeah.
Full sprint dash.
To now, boom, almost as if something's chasing you. You actually find yourself inside. You feel the whispering returns as you pass through the archway, and you can hear it in all these thoughts of fears and doubts of yourself. Things from your past begin to return, memories of old, things you had forgotten of. And suddenly it's, I have to get up to the top of these stairs. I have to. If not, I feel like I'm going to die. And so you are sprinting at the top speed you have.
Okay.
Which is, your speed is what, 35 feet?
Yes.
So 70 feet every 6 seconds. It's roughly, you can't even see it curves, so you guys can only see to about here, but you see her begin to disappear. How do you guys all react?
What are the people in the boat still doing?
That's... Everyone has already passed all the saves to get
okay.
onto the island.
That was my question.
Yes. It was just the last person was Ronnie on the boat sticking his head up and finally passed after like the 4th time. I think.
Well, curse days.
I'll follow right behind her.
So you begin to go through?
I'll run at, I guess, 10
Yeah.
feet behind her.
So you're trying to like
keep
catch up
pace.
to her.
Yes, I'll
Okay.
keep pace. Attempt to.
I'm going.
Nashim. So you see it and begin sprinting.
Yeah.
Okay, give me your Constitution saving throw once you reach the door.
On D20.
Yep.
15.
Plus something, I
With
think you're
4. So
19.
19.
You do feel something begin to come over you, but in not quite a rage, but in a the adrenaline is already rushing into you.
Pump it up.
Almost like a dog chasing a car. Like you don't know why, but you got to get after that person. Ronnie, what are you doing?
Whoa, guys, why don't we make some kind of plan? We're all just kind of scattered and running. And well, what do you think, Dalek?
I have no idea. Everyone's going through the door.
Let's go.
With bad feeling about this, I guess. Yeah, let's just try to stick together, and I start dashing, or let's start
So
running.
you try and
after them.
climb up on. Thalic, do you continue after them, or
Yeah, but I'm not gonna run. I'm just
Okay.
gonna kind of like.
okay?
Roll.
So you're running. You run past. So you're kind of the last one, and everyone, you've already made your save. So give me your roll. 19. Is that what you got?
No.
Oh.
We're not adding anything, right? It's straight 11.
No, saving throw. Constitution saving.
Okay. Okay. So I got 13.
13. Similar, but you do, the resolve within you stays fine. But yeah, you pass through. Everyone is moving up. Thalic, they're getting steadily. Are you just standard pace, I imagine?
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
After about a minute, you lose sight of them. Basically, like, they're rushing. At the point where you get to the top,
Yes.
you actually see you're about 30 feet behind at this point because every few seconds you're losing speed on her. So you can just barely see like kind of her head and torso area. Her feet are out of sight. I'll describe what you see at the top of this landing.
I'll give you my reaction.
Okay. So thank you. So you get, as you get up there, you continue rushing forward, and you see a single solitary sort of chair-looking thing.
A chair.
You know how I feel about
a chair.
chairs.
Another chair.
It's almost like a natural formed rock piece that has been almost manipulated and shaped to look like something you would sit upon.
Okay.
It does have a back, and you can see a few, or give me an investigation roll as you run up. You're mentally there, but you just have lost all control over your
I
body.
hope it's a toilet.
I hope it's. You gotta go. Oh, good. It's 6.
6?
Yeah.
You got 0 on that?
You notice nothing. You feel compelled to sit in it.
That's not a chair.
Give me another Constitution saving throw now.
Like that Rick and Morty episode. It's just
I'm
like
gonna need a
him
box.
on the
These
toilet
rolls aren't
just
doing
looking
it
over
for
a
me.
cliff. Look at you.
Yeah, baby.
Saving throw, right?
Yep.
17 plus 4.
Oh.
What he said.
You run and you're sprinting up to the chair, and as you're about to like throw yourself into it, you suddenly reclaim your composure and you realize like, what am I doing? Why am I running up these stairs, leaving everyone behind? I don't really know them, but they're the only people that I know aren't gonna just like slit my throat when I turn my back on them. And so you suddenly, how do you control yourself? You have
Ronnie, get up here. I found a chair.
There's a chair. All right, guys. I guess I'm standing.
It's a good chair to play music on.
Hey, that sounds good. I stop at the door though to see if everybody's kind of gonna go up as a group or something.
Let's go.
Oh, you guys aren't up here yet?
I was the closest one. I don't think
Oh.
Ronnie would have heard you from
Oh.
because he was on the boat when you took off sprinting.
He has really good hearing.
It could have echoed maybe. I don't know.
There you go.
No, you scream down. Everyone along it kind of hears, and you barely hear it echoing down. James, Kai gets to where you can see the similar thing. Do you step onto the landing or not?
Yeah, and while I'm doing so, I will give myself guidance.
Okay.
Nice.
You step up. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
You want a box?
No, I don't need a box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? That's a nat 20 plus. Yeah.
Woo!
I don't like that because
We're
I'm
gonna
wasting it on the good
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I need that
so
to be my attack. I
You
don't care
you
about
step
seeing
onto it, and you don't even feel anything at this point. Like, no, and the whole thing is like, even if you had rolled lower and passed it, you
Yeah.
wouldn't have felt anything. Only if you lose yourself is what it's in the music.
In the moment.
Next up would have been Nasheen.
Hi.
Are you running all the way up to them, or once you catch sight of them, are you slowing
Heck
down?
yeah, I am. I'm running
Okay.
up.
You're getting onto the platform or not? Speaking of, I should probably put everyone. So you're up there.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. You're already. I should get a chair.
If I only could. Be running up that road.
Let's use this.
Running up that hill.
Are you rolling a? Is she rolling a saving?
Yes, she will need to do a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, it's
The
cool.
chair, something you recognize now, and you actually see
Nice chair.
Oh.
it overlooking. So the chair is overlooking the lake.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can actually see from up there everyone that has already arrived. So you're up here, you just reached the top.
What about the beam of light?
From up
Go
above,
somewhere.
Yeah.
you can see it peering down, and it's actually hitting directly on this chair.
Oh.
So it is illuminating. That's why
It's a
everyone
toilet.
has no issue seeing at this point. Is you can actually,
It's
it's illuminating the
gonna
area
suck
in
us down.
bright light. And when
Suck
you
us
look out
down.
over the lake, it's almost like you're seeing details you hadn't noticed before from this viewpoint. From this perspective, you can actually see there are a few other like jagged points sticking out of the water here and there. Not many, but a handful. And you can actually see subtle movements off in the lake.
Can I roll an investigation?
Well, you did already when you got up there.
Oh.
What was your Constitution saving throw?
10.
Oh, and this is out. What was it?
10.
10. Okay. So, as you're beginning to like kind of recompose yourself, you find Nasheen barreling past you, and as her feet touch the landing, you see it, and you feel compelled, and you see her go into a rage. The blood fills her eyes, and her muscles begin to clench, and she runs towards it, pushing people out of the way. I actually need everyone up there to make the dexterity saving throw.
Because I gotta poop.
You're almost there.
She did ask for a bathroom. 17.
17. All right, and then when Hame is back.
Hummy.
I would roll for me, but...
So 17, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of duck out of the way, catching yourself, able to dodge out of the way, but she still like bumps into you and you kind of get pushed a little bit. Kai, I do need a dexterity saving throw. From Nasheen,
she's raging right now.
yeah, she's running straight through you. It's like she was running up, something has taken over.
Hot lava.
That's not good.
But you don't get to just add,
My guidance?
you can't do it automatically as a saving throw.
It's what is that not?
You have to do it in a moment like, oh, they're going to try and attempt something. Like, oh, they're about to try and lockpick. I'm going to give you guidance.
It lasts for a minute.
Yeah, it's a single use though. So
I didn't use it.
You used it your D4 before on your other roll.
I rolled in that
Save up
20.
here.
I rolled in that 20.
Oh, so you didn't use it at all?
No, I.
Whatever, man. Right? What'd you get now?
I'm trying to pull the thing back up. I probably still failed. Let me see.
Failure.
And she's still wanting you to fail.
That's a 9.
9. Ooh.
Where am I?
There's more.
You are,
No,
because
you're
you were
not.
walking, you're about 70 feet down the stairs, that is. So you're about halfway up this pad. Ronnie, you're basically 20 feet or so.
Oh, okay.
Because keep in mind, like, if you were walking, you're doing 30-ish feet. They're doing 60 to 70 feet, depending on who they are. You can see this going down, and you see Kai get thrust out of the way as Nasheen barrels through him, and he actually gets knocked onto the ledge. Make a strength saving throw.
No.
Or, excuse me, the dexterity save, you are on the edge. You will make the save after I see, Ronnie, how do you react? You see this go down. And you can hear all this commotion now.
Can I see him hanging off the edge?
Yeah, above you.
All right,
About
cool.
100 feet.
That's fine.
You're a parkour.
Yeah.
Excuse me, 70 feet.
Parker.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see if it makes it. Save
I gotcha!
I'll try and catch him.
Okay.
Nice.
So you hear this and you just kind of like ready yourself, put your blades away.
Oh, I never made a
sandwich away.
Constitution throw. to
Oh,
get
you
that.
did not. Thank you. Make your Constitution saving
Oh,
throw.
I know.
That could determine some. You didn't either?
You.
Yeah, you did. You failed.
Yeah, you did.
What?
Or no, you got a
That
13.
was from my other.
No,
you-
that was
same
for the
thing?
door. That was for
Okay.
the door. Yeah, you're not to the landing yet.
Okay.
I got 20.
20?
Not nat 20 though.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
You
So
seem so upset about
so
it.
you
He's
are.
always so upset.
So you can
Unnatural.
actually see him. You hear the commotion and like you're looking up the stairs and then you see his body get flung off to the side and he just barely grabs on, and you can see him holding on. You kind of move yourself about 5-10 feet to where you're about directly underneath him, about 70-75 feet down. How do you react?
I think it would be. Dolly! Stay down there! Something weird's happening! And the little guy is hanging off the edge!
The look.
Little.
Okay. Nasheen,
Hi.
you get to the chair. You throw your body into it, and you sit down.
Finally. My
Yes.
place on the throne.
That's what I've been
You-
wanting.
The thoughts that had filled your mind, similar to what happened with
Katya.
of fearful aspects of your past, images even from when you were a young child that you absolutely have forgotten, flashes of death or sickness, flashes of times where you were weak when you needed to be strong. You can remember images of village elders, of destruction, of death. And then when you sit in the chair, all thought leaves your body. You find yourself, your head clear. You find that you don't see the lake anymore. You don't hear your allies. You actually begin to, images and colors begin to kind of swirl in front of you and coalesce into clearful images of places you don't quite recognize. Some of them being a mountain chain, snow-capped, encircling a large area of land. You can see a plateau area with these wooden towers coming up with, it looks like wooden shingles and very Japanese style, ancient looking. And then the colors kind of swirl apart, and after a moment you find yourself looking in upon a very large black ship of sorts flying in the sky with purplish crystals glowing about underneath it and a few on top of it. You can see now weird, strange creatures walking upon it. Some of them look down on humans on their knees. And you can see one of them reaches out and grabs, but it's not with their hand. Suddenly you can see its large 3-4 foot long tentacles from their under their mouth reaching out, and as it's doing it you're getting pulled in and in closer, and you can see this human just fear, and suddenly you can see the tentacles wrap around, and you can hear the scream, and you can feel their pain.
Ew.
Blood spraying across the entire deck of the ship.
This is nice up until that part.
Is she the only one that can see this?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
in the
So right now what you guys see is her white, pale. All the color that had filled her face when she kind of went into that rage to get into the chair, her hands are gripping the arms of the chair. She's looking just blank-faced out over the lake. At that scene, you can see, and then you see the corpse fall with the bruising and the wounds of the tentacles that had pulled and grasped onto the creature, the human. As it falls, you can see already sunken cheeks and clearly dead, but it looks like all the fluids had been pulled from its body.
Oh.
Then that image kind of swirls apart, and you find yourself looking as more colors kind of swirl and twist, and suddenly an image of a village. You recognize it, but then it swirls apart. Another image begins to form. The timer would have gone off at that point, so give me another Constitution saving throw.
A lot of details.
And this is all happening kind of in a split second for her.
6.
So that's the only reason I'm not really getting people's reaction. 6? Ooh, okay. So the images continue. You find an image beginning to swirl, and you see, sure, it looks like dwarves. Are you proficient in history? I don't recall if you are or not.
I think it was. Hold on. Come on.
Hopefully.
+2. Just.
So that is, does it have a dot filled
Yeah.
in? Then yes, you are. Go give me a roll for history. And make sure you make a note of it so you can remind me at
3. What is it
3.
called?
No.
the end. 3. Okay.
5.
So
Well, 5.
5 total. Make so never mind. Don't have to remind me about history. But now roll a d4. Just
Which one's
straight
that?
d4 roll.
Which one is that one again?
The triangle.
The triangle. Yeah.
Oh, the triangle.
Pyramid.
They all look like triangles.
Yeah.
That's a 1.
A 1. Okay.
We're not doing so
Mark
hot.
that number down and just keep a note of all the numbers I'm going to have you roll it.
I better be rolling low.
So
like later.
the image then, you don't recognize what city this is, but it is a city of dwarves. You can see stone architecture that it looks like a white marble-ish in color, and it also has very thick wood-looking archways that clearly this was not made from a natural tree. It must have been grown with Levempor at some point. you can see people moving about, and then you see a dwarf which you do not recognize, but with a bit of red and green that runs down his armor. You can see a shield in his left arm, his helmet with horns upon it. Anyone else would have recognized from the group who this dwarf is. You can see him speaking passionately to a half, like a, what's the word, the stadium, the half stadium that people would perform in back in the day, Shakespearean stadium. Almost where it's just a half dish.
Yeah.
Whatever that is called.
It's an amphitheater.
Amphitheater, yeah. In a way.
Stage.
You can see him speaking on a pedestal at the base of it passionately, and you begin to hear his words speaking of a threat, an imminent, cataclysmic event that has happened. That he finds himself, tears streaming down his face, begging and pleading for these roughly 30-odd dwarves in groups of 3, and one at its center, a single solitary in the largest of thrones. All the other ones sitting on just simple style throne-like chairs. The one at the center has a crown on it, very ornate. And then the image begins to disappear and swirls out of view. The timer is up. Give me another D20 roll for Constitution saving.
Can I pull her off this chair?
Damn it.
Oh my.
Remember, this is all like in
Seconds?
yes.
Which number of the characters, just for our sake?
10.
Is that the first of the...
Bulgrim.
Yeah. Is
It was absolutely
Yeah.
yes. It was Bulgrim speaking to the Flavrakian of
So not Bulgrim Bulgrimson, it was Bulgrim.
Bulgrim.
He's not Bulgrim.
Our
Bulgrimson.
Bulgrimson the 84th. Austin, if you're watching.
84th of his name.
What did you roll?
10.
10. Give me a D6 roll.
That's the regular one, right?
So this is happening now. Oh, fun.
Happening
6.
now.
6. So put a 6, like add that, so it's 7 total at this point.
What do you mean this is happening?
You stay gripping the chair. You find yourself now an image, this one a little bit darker. The colors before have been very vibrant and of nature almost. This one has like a grayscale-esque. You see creatures that you don't recognize, different than the mind flayers that you had seen. This one, it looks like a scale-covered humanoid on these large mushroom caps style trees almost. Like they stretch up into the sky roughly 80 to 100 feet on average. Their trunks or stems of these mushrooms are roughly 20 feet wide. Very wide set base, and then it kind of smooths out to the smallest being 10 feet, and then it mushroom caps out. And you can see bridges kind of stretching from one cap to the other, and it's like a village of sorts of these creatures. You see some of them are like scale-covered lizard-like humanoids. Other ones look like feline humanoids. You've never seen these before. But their whiskers vibrant, and now the images are beginning to become clearer and colors beginning to fill it, and you can see the mushroom caps have color underneath them. They're greens and blues, and you can actually smell the aroma of this mushroom-style village.
Mushroom village?
Yeah.
Is there a red plumber?
Toad?
You find yourself feeling sad. These people have nothing. They remind you of your original upbringing, of very basic, very humble style living. You desire almost inside of you inherently for them to have more, for them to have the benefits of the technology that have been developed. You don't see anyone using Levenpor. You can see just this secluded society of these cat and lizard-like humanoids. And then you feel yourself getting pulled out, and the image kind of swirls out of viewpoint.
You said lizard-like?
Yeah, I mean scale-covered humanoids, yeah.
Like bark lizard?
No, not like that.
Oh.
And that's when the next thing you see is every image you've seen so far, it's been swirling colors and everything, and then the grayish one was the last one. This one, similar grayscale color, but it comes on much faster. You see a shopkeep. Can you give me a history check on this one as well, to see if you recognize it?
5.
Oh, 7.
7, yeah.
You do not recognize it.
Dang.
But you do recognize that this is a shopkeep in a more mixed city, not
We'll
just a
come later.
dwarven city. This clearly was a city that has been built over the last couple hundred years, a mixed amount of different races that have created it together. The shopkeep inside of it begins to speak, but I need another Constitution saving throw because the timer ended.
We've already noticed she's.
Oh,
Who said?
20.
Yes.
With that, as the image begins, you suddenly feel yourself getting pulled out, and all of you see her white knuckling of the stone. It releases, and you find yourself on it, and all of you that can see her, you cannot, sorry. You're
I
not
didn't worry about it.
Now is when we're going to find out. What did you roll a strength saving throw, now that you're on the ledge?
19 plus 1. So.
There you go.
Okay, so 20. You hold on, no issue. You had actually kind of dropped your staff as you got knocked, so you have both hands you're actually finding your feet able to kind of like pull yourself up a little bit, but you just can't quite get enough of a grip. Ronnie and
I'm
Katya, what, are you gonna do anything as you see him like struggling, clawing to try and get up?
Oh, I mean, I'll go help him.
Okay.
We're gonna pull him up.
Yeah, I'd shout down to Thalak again.
Okay. As you shout down, you see her come through, and that's when you are able to pull him up.
You're
You
welcome.
see him
Thank
get
you.
pulled up over the ledge.
I
How
don't
do
know
you
what all that
respond?
shouting was about.
Just say to myself, that's good. I'll keep walking.
Okay, you just walk.
Yeah.
Okay. Nashim, what's going on inside Nashim right now? With everything she just saw, and keep in mind, this was all in a matter of like
Was she gonna
that.
keep
All these
seeing
like,
it?
and
She didn't know.
have you done anesthesia or anything ever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, have you ever had? So when I did it,
like
the
it was
time
a
I
casual
did.
drug.
No.
Have you ever?
What's your choice of drug here?
I've never done
So
it.
okay.
Whoa, what a bad trip, guy.
That worked out well
So
for
when
Michael
I've never
Jackson.
done drugs. I'm sorry. So this is the only thing I can do. So
I've
when I
done
did
drugs,
anesthesia, it was almost like you process everything that actually happened or you heard during it. Like for me, that's kind of what happens for you at this moment. It's like too much. Like it's hard for you to process everything that you're seeing and feeling. Like what's going on for Nashim?
Whoa. Like, just literally, like...
Do you stay in the chair? Do you stay sitting in it?
I'm gonna fall over, like, kind of
Okay.
on my knees, like, I'm that weak.
You are now. Keep in mind, it's pretty close to the ledge.
Yeah.
Like, do you fall off the side of it?
Yeah,
Or-
sure.
Okay.
I'll, like, fall and roll and just be
Okay.
like, whoa, and stuff. And just kind of, like, just in a daze, just kind of, like, processing everything that's happened.
Okay. And so you're processing it. What feelings do you have exactly? Do you think as Nashim?
As a big oafish woman, I'm with not much intelligence. I'm like trying to. There's a lot of emotions from all of that, so I'm just trying to kind of just think through everything and just be like, like, so I'm just kind of like exhausted.
What did you see? What's wrong with you?
And you guys can see this. All of you up there can see like she's still pale. She's
Like, kind of shock. I'm in shock.
Anyone up there? Sorry, what was your perception rolls? You.
I was hanging on.
Yeah,
the
you were
cliff,
hanging on.
yeah.
You probably didn't see.
I don't think I had one.
No.
Okay,
just-
give me a perception roll. Oh, the timer was up, but you had already saved.
Woohoo!
19 plus.
Finally rolled
something.
it.
Okay, so you notice. You notice Nasheen, her. You were in your 20s, I think. right?
Yeah.
So you were young, very tight, crisp skin.
Not my skin.
You feel like she looks just a little bit older, like almost as if like this event
Oh.
has caused her experience that like in a split second she just looks more distinguished.
I'm
more,
aged now.
You
Yeah.
aged.
8 years in total, or whatever the total number you rolled was, 7.
Oh, so she's
7.
aged 7
You
years?
aged 7 years.
Nice.
Oh, this chair sucked the life. Did you go into the future, my dude?
Valak, you arrive
Oh,
and
no.
you see kind of the group huddling down. Kai has gotten on top of the platform again, and the platform is roughly 30-ish feet round, or long, and roughly 10 feet long or wide. So that's how he had kind of gotten knocked off towards that edge.
I rolled a 21.
21.
I stepped on the
Okay, so
platform.
you notice the similar features kind of adjust a little bit.
Since we are rolling 20s and 21s here, did she go into the future? Do we know that?
Perception.
You,
I don't
you
know.
got it.
Did you go? Well, she doesn't know. She aged.
She.
Well,
I've
we need to
seen
figure out.
things.
What?
I don't know, because I rolled with really low shit, so I was like, so I can't
Okay. how do we-
comprehend what I saw, but I've seen things.
What did you see?
Just describe it anyway.
There was a king of dwarves with red and green on one arm, kind of scales.
Does that sound familiar to anybody?
And everything's beginning to
Wasn't
become
it
a little
armored
bit
scales?
like a dream to you, like a little vague is your memory.
There was a floating ship with purple crystals. There were
Can I willfully go touch the chair?
tentacle
Hearing-
monsters.
You can?
Yeah, hearing the description of the dwarf and
What the?
Really?
I would like to go touch, sit in the chair.
There was
Okay.
cat
You
people.
want to sit in cat people.
And you're willfully
people.
doing it, so you don't have to do a constitution. Are you at the platform? Are you coming up on it?
Yeah.
Give me a constitution save.
Mushroom Village. Can I just be uttering things? Just
You might
like-
want to get out of the way, Kai.
No, I'm still walking. I'm going that way.
Oh. I got 9.
9. Okay, so
Another saving throw.
So as Kai
This
is
isn't fair.
going to reach for the phallic comes barreling, as he kind of he had been walking, you guys know this, he had taken his time. And suddenly he barrels through Kai, pushing him out of the way. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
No,
How much
wait,
room
I
is
want
there?
to trip him.
Or wait, you guys were off to the side.
Yeah, I would like to.
Ronnie,
over.
you were in the middle.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
I
got
was
pulled
right.
up by a
So I
cliff.
need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm to the side. I would like to trip him from going to the chair.
Will
Too
he
late.
stay? I don't know if he'll stay. Here, I'm gonna move this
I think
chair.
he-
That's where you're in the chair.
I think he just.
I tripped him.
I don't think he.
What's Ronnie? What was your dexterity saving throw?
Am I making one?
Or no, yeah, you were off
Yeah.
to the side. You were fine. The
Oh.
only people would be Ronnie, and Nishim. You're laying on the ground, so you're fine now.
Can I still go?
25.
25. So you jump out of the way as you hear, or you actually he has elven boots. You can't hear him run. You see
Disadvantage.
and feel.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, that actually, yeah, almost, yeah. You feel phallic jump around and kind of do this very finesseful parkour, yeah, around you.
Do I need to do an acrobatic shit?
Nope, you just naturally do it because your Constitution saving throw. There's
My
something
acrobatics
pulling
is
you.
like +8.
Yeah, you parkour it, and every time you parkour, that's the only thing you guys can hear. As he does it.
That's how I know to get out of the way.
Yeah,
You say it as
he
you
whispers it, and that's the only thing he's able to mutter. Yeah, it's something subconscious that his body just naturally does.
Inner Michael
So
Scott.
you get to the chair, pushing Kai out of the way, and similar, he jumps into it, hands gripping the armrest again, and you see similar, all the color disappear in his face, which there isn't much in his normally. It's very grayish, whitish color, but it goes pale. Then, first, give me a D4. Yeah.
I have to wait before I make a move.
3.
3. Mike, do you have a notepad?
No.
Okay.
I got it.
3. So the first thing, similar, begins to happen. Spinning colors. It swirls into an image, what looks like almost like floating islands of sorts over a large, stretched out sea. Blue in color, and then it reflects these. The water beneath actually reflects the islands that are floating above them. You can see plant life hanging down, and actually it's above the clouds almost at that height, but it's a clear sky. That's the only reason the reflection is there. It gives it a bit of like a trippy feeling for you as it begins to coalesce, because it's like you're looking at two islands mirrored image. And as you're watching it, you're seeing yourself, you recognize things, because you're proficient in history from your monastery, I believe.
Nope.
You're not.
Wow.
You don't
As
recognize. Hey, let me back up. Excuse me. You are.
A big dum-dum. You see nothing.
No, I'm like, well, my perception's +9.
Why are we putting the two big dumb
Yeah,
buns
so
in
you
the chair?
see, so you see
I
this
tried.
happening, but you don't
I tried to
recognize
do
what
this.
it is.
I
You
tried
see
to get-
these islands that are floating
Can I hold
above
his
this
hand
this
and, like,
large
share
blue
memories?
sea.
That's why I was gonna. But he's seeing all this rapidly.
Yeah, and as the image continues to clear you recognize there are people that look similar to Kai, but much darker, more full blood by the looks of it. You know that Kai is male. You see them all chanting, and you hear. What languages do you speak?
Common and
Giant. There's those two. You recognize it as some form of Elvish, but you don't know what they're saying. And they're chanting, and it's very much like a tribal movement as they're chanting. And you can see at the center, there's something beginning to, as they're kind of doing this tribal chanting, you see a glow that's beginning to hum with all their movements. And then the image begins to swirl out. Another one begins to swirl in, and this one begins to turn gray a little bit. You find yourself looking at what looks like a desert terrain. Sand dunes for as far as you possibly can see. And this is a very out-of-body experience when both of you have done this now. You're looking down on it as if like third person, and you can see the wind just gently blowing across. You can see the sand being billowed and beginning to swirl off. Timer's up. Give me a d20 roll.
Constitution?
Mm-hmm.
9.
9. D6 roll.
Can I add 6 to that Constitution saving roll
Yeah.
for the Cosmic Omen?
Not for this, unfortunately.
So Barney would have
So
What
3.
3. Okay, so 6 total. Okay. You find that image continues.
No, I'm pulling him out of the chair.
Unfortunately, this is split second.
seen. Oh, so I can.
I mean, you could get trapped in there potentially.
Take me
The image you're finding now is clearing, and you're being pulled across the desert, almost like you're seeing a pathway begin to form in front of you, and suddenly you've heard of this before. The Bontigian Desert is what you think this is. And you can recall from your monastery trainings, though, it was spoken that there was a lost sect of this monastery group that had once gone out to fast. And it was said that they never returned, but that they instead stayed and continually fast. And that's when you see in front of you, it looks similar, the shape that you've seen before. And that's when the image, you get pulled out, and it's like you're floating in space, and the gray begins to swirl more and more, and much faster this time, and it becomes black. And you find yourself looking at a terrain of fiery, burning brimstone and burning, and no natural living life by the looks of it. Only a landscape of rock and all jagged and torn. It looks like literal hell. You can actually see, it looks like craters from impacts. And as you're kind of getting pulled towards this, you can see that the rocks, there are some of them that look different. They're like a black obsidian color, like a glass, shattered on the ground. In a mound, but then they kind of billow out. And they're extremely recognizable and different than the terrain. You recognize this as Obsculus, the torn piece of the planet of Entorin that was torn asunder thousands in the First Age. It was ripped out of the planet. You do recognize it, and you know what this shattered glass is. It's of legend. It's something that all in the world have at least heard in children's stories, or is that at one point there was a portal from one end to the other, from Obsculus and to Entorin, of the obsidian wall. It was more a gateway or a pillar, but it was named the obsidian wall, and it was ways for transporting things back and forth, originally from one end of the world to the other. But when the world had been ripped asunder by Emperor Kisatet, it kept the link as that piece ripped further and further away. But in the War of Obsculus, it was destroyed. And now you see something that jumps out at you. Give me actually a perception check to see how much of it you recognize. Or
This is like
see.
super fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got it. Whatever it is, I got it.
It was like an 18 or something roll.
It's
And
26.
26. Yes. You can see the skyline, something jumps out at you. You're seeing movement. A humanoid form. A single solitary one. Large. Roughly as tall as Nishim or yourself, but more slender. Black skin in color. Like, his face crisp and pulled clean, like he's fresh, like he's a 20-year-old. But you've heard stories of Emperor Kisatet, and you think there's no way he was killed 1,000 years ago, at the end of the war. But you can see a distinguishable feature to him. It was said that he wore black robes. Oh, Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, God.
Please.
17.
17. The last thing you see before you're pulled back is you see what really gives it away is these black, crisp, like suit-esque military-style uniform. Neatly buttoned. What makes you think it's him, even though you know it can't be, he was destroyed, is it was said instead of having white eyes like most obsidians have, like your companion, he had bright green eyes. It was his distinguishable feature. As an obsidian, he had green eyes, and you can see them piercing, glowing almost, with like Levempor energy behind them. You feel a radiance coming off of him, and that's when you're pulled back, and all of you can see suddenly Thalic's hands, and you age the amount of years.
6 years.
6 years.
Good God.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel suddenly, and this is something now, anyone who had rolled perception above 15 when we had rolled before, you actually noticed he hadn't been breathing for that split second. It was like he literally was stopped for that split second.
Oh.
And suddenly he...
You time travel.
How is Thalic responding?
There's a great evil that's coming.
It's coming
What do you mean a
or
great
it
evil?
came?
I don't know.
What? We gotta stay away from this chair.
Let's beat it.
Beat the
Stab.
Can we
Yeah.
pick up
Beat the chair? Or,
Beat the
no,
chair.
No, let's not touch the chair, please.
Let's
No,
hit it
let's-
with our weapons.
Kai had just been walking up.
Beat the
"That's it,"
chair.
and then, get away from the chair!
Beat it.
Yeah.
No one else touch the chair.
How are you gonna beat the chair if you don't touch it?
Explode it. I don't know. Put a bomb on it.
Beat the chair.
No.
Do we have a dead body?
You guys don't know
We do not have
what
a
has
body.
happened to them.
No.
All you know is that they look distraught. They're still pale. I mean, they're both Goliaths, so it doesn't help that if anybody else has gotten
more
more
pale.
We're like gray,
You
right?
guys have really been down here too long. I need some sunshine.
You guys can get some vitamin D, guys. Come on.
No, something bad is coming.
Right now?
I don't know. I don't know when it's coming.
What'd you see? What, like, did you have to
Everything.
leave? What's going on?
I traveled the world.
What?
We've seen the past, the future.
You didn't leave the chair. What do you mean you traveled the world?
You're only there for a second.
I traveled the world. I saw things that I've never seen.
I don't know. Huh.
And
Okay,
I
elaborate.
knew things that
You look horrible. Maybe you're just, like, have a cold
Maybe
or
you're
something.
sick.
You look like you aged about 7 years.
Sit back in the chair. And
No.
Let's try that again.
I think we should just
What if it only
try
works
to
on
find our
twice?
way out of this.
Well, didn't you want to touch the chair earlier?
Well, I did, but then we got stuck in another loop, and I don't want to do that anymore.
No, yeah, good point. I say we blow the chair up.
I
Can we take samples?
What if it only works on glides?
Play a song.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to see for yourselves.
do not.
No. So something's coming. Oh, okay.
I think something's already here based on the purple ship from
ship?
from Nashim.
Did you see a ship?
Yeah.
no.
No ship.
Nashim
saw
saw a purple ship.
It's only them two. would
Ship
know-
with purple
recognize it.
crystals
Okay, so what's
above
the ship?
and below.
The ship
See,
is
player-wise.
what was that place we were in? Koibel? Remember that whole?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what that purple ship that Nashim saw was.
Okay, so is this the past that she saw then?
That was the past.
What
but
about
I'm
the-
assuming
And the
it's-
memories are getting vaguer as
As time
more
goes
and more
by.
vague. Yeah.
What about the cat
Like a
people and the mushrooms?
I don't know anything about a cat person. I know the dwarf and I know the ship.
I saw elves chanting.
Shot elves.
It's a great something. A
I don't
weapon
know.
or
Were they
spirit
dark elves?
or-
Dark elves? Did he look like this guy?
Not dark.
There is
elves,
there is a
dark
stigmatism
Yes.
against dark elves because
Yes.
they are the
Yeah.
Obsidians. They are the ones that Emperor Kista had basically. They were his army, and they were basically enslaved mentally. They had no control until he was defeated, and they were then gifted because they helped rebuild the world.
Okay, is there anything else up here?
I also saw the world on the other side of the obsidian gate.
Oh,
Oh,
world.
what did it look like?
All of you can make a history check to see how much you've heard or are familiar with. Ronnie, actually, with advantage since you're a bard.
I've got 12.
You're a gleeman, so
What's a gleam?
gleeman is a bard. Just another word for it. It's a storyteller, a singer. It's a
At any rate, I think we can continue the discussion on the boat back out of here.
I've got a 12.
12.
12
So
plus.
12. Kai, what was your
4.
4.
I got a 21.
21.
Oh.
19.
I wasn't paying attention.
You're too distracted at hearing all these things, like trying to write down.
Oh, you know
What
what?
is that?
I
What
was
is that?
pulling out pieces of paper for them to write all their thoughts down real quick. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'll remember that. So either one of you could write down if you wanted to.
Well, if I tell him, he can write it down.
That's true, actually.
Right.
Sing
I
song
hand
about
it
it.
to you, just hand it back to me. I'm like, okay.
Do I know anything? I smoke.
Anyone that rolled above 15
Dang it.
believes it to be more truthful than legend.
Oh.
Anyone below 10 thinks it's legend, it's myth, it's just things told to children.
I've seen things.
21, you've heard
I'm mid. I'm a 12.
what makes you think it's more real is there's no one alive that you know of that lived at that age when all this happened, but you've seen things throughout the world in your travels that are the scars from the war.
Okay.
It's a purple ship, right?
I don't know.
Purple
How are
crystals.
we going to get home? Because there's
crystals.
monsters in the
a ship
water.
with purple crystals.
I don't think the shark saw any more monsters when he
No,
was patrolling.
but we see them.
And
There's
tentacle
points in
creatures.
the water.
Tentacle
I don't
creatures.
think
You
we
said, yeah, you
That
weren't
suck
in
the
here.
souls.
There's
Out of
there were
people.
points sticking out of the water,
Correct.
and there's ripples in the water.
Yes. So you saw from this vantage point, you could see about the lake stretches. Remember, about a mile wide.
I have all those
From this
written down,
vantage
too.
point of about 100 to 120 feet up above, you can actually see 3 other small little points popping up. So clearly, stalagmites
I got broken obsidian.
or whatever, tights, I don't remember, mites I think it is, from the ground, poking out through the water. And the other things you noticed was just ever so softly little ripples that would stretch out.
There's monsters in the water.
Could be dripping from the ceiling.
Do we
You
have
don't
a flying animal? All right, I'm ready to
Technically.
destroy the chair.
Dude, I'm gonna back away from the chair.
Clearly, this chair has a lot of power.
Who put it here?
I don't know.
Can we take a sample?
Go ahead.
I
Chip
think
a piece of the
We
chair.
need some more water so we can test the water.
Well, listen. If I throw this piece of a chair at one of those little animals, maybe it'll get
That's
frozen.
not gonna do anything.
Why is this all here, though? Like, who put this here? We need
Why
to.
did they put this here?
Yeah. We need to figure that out.
I'm not moving until we do.
You guys see that ripples in the water, right?
Yeah, we can't leave. We're stuck.
We can leave. You can get back in the boat.
What if the things in the water eat the boat?
Are we not going to talk about this chair?
Can we see? No, we're not gonna talk about the chair. We're gonna leave the chair here.
What if
You
We need to
remember
talk-
your letter.
Yeah.
It kind
Oh.
of stands out to you what the letter said.
What does it say?
You guys don't know.
You'll be.
didn't tell me.
Yeah, I did. So you
Yeah.
can test in the.
You told
I-
us. You shared it.
I actually did not do that. I left
Upon the stone,
I left
you'll-
it on the
Oh.
ground.
Right, upon the shore, you'll
So
be
all
tested.
you
through the
ran
door.
past
Upon the shore,
Everyone-
it was
everyone
it was
basically
upon the
ran
shore
past
you'll be tested inside.
Valak might
You
have
will
been the only
be-
one that
Through
really
the door,
noticed
you'll
it.
be shown.
Yeah.
So we were shown what's going to happen.
Well,
Test
I
it.
wasn't
That means
shown
we have to
anything.
save the world.
this is the chair of the future?
I wasn't shown anything.
Back to the future.
You
Or
can
was
sit
the
in the chair then. 'cause we
I tried. I'm not doing it again.
We
Touch
saw
the
it.
chair.
You could have
Touch
touched
the
it. You just
chair.
got to it first.
Touch it.
My chair. My chair.
I do not want to touch it.
Well,
Are we going to
I
get stuck
actually
in the
think
loop?
it
if
might
we
Well, I
just
mean,
touch it?
we can just leave if we wanted to. I think we could try to leave.
I think
If-
we were meant to see the
if
things.
she saw something different than I saw, it would stand to reason.
We would all see something different.
But then you could also be stuck here for eternity, seeing everything. Like,
Fair point.
Well, we were only on there for a couple seconds, and we saw.
Really? It
So
didn't feel like
much.
that in my time.
I would like to go back to the chair.
Go back.
You're going back.
Are you going to sit in it? Can you just like poke
I think
it?
Kai should sit
Well,
in the
he
chair.
had just lifted his hands. I don't think you said you got up.
Oh, yeah, he didn't get up.
So are you putting your hands back down?
Oh, so the hands have
Willfully?
something to do with it.
What if we all touch the chair at the same time?
Okay, we're holding
Sure.
hands.
Unless you get butt ass naked, yeah, it's gonna be your hands that or your skin touching it.
Well, if that's an option.
I think
sure,
we
let's
should all-
everybody go touch the chair.
I think
That's,
we should
that's
all-
what we should do.
Wait,
I'm not
wait.
touching the chair.
Every single person
Let's all
touch the
touch it at
chair.
the
You guys
same
touch the chair.
time.
I think everybody.
Wait, no. Let's
That's
hold
the
hands.
the greatest decision
fine.
ever.
I think everybody who has not sat in the chair yet, just touch the chair so that you could see what me and Thalek just saw.
I think
we all
we
saw
should
different
hold hands.
things. We could.
Are you
Yeah.
putting your hands
What if
down?
it only works
You're
on
still
glass?
sitting in the chair, so you just need to tell me
So then it
what
only
you're
works
doing.
on us.
So who's okay? Ronnie, what are you doing?
Taking
While all this is
everything.
going down, are you just taking notes
Yes.
of like?
I was asking him them questions. And
Stenographer over
We
there.
already
Right.
aged like
They're
7
arguing
years.
over here. They're,
Yeah,
there's
and I'm
big
trying to
rank.
figure out what would make them age and.
I'm not trying to age anymore.
I don't really like wrinkles.
What do you?
How long do Elias live?
70, 80 years, and you were like 30 something, I think. Before. So you're now in your 40s
Oh
or
my
early
God.
40s, maybe.
God.
We'd have to look at what your age was. I could probably look it up.
I think I was 27.
Let me put up D&D Beyond. I need to know because Ronnie's looking at you taking notes. So, what would he see?
I'm going to touch the chair again.
No.
touching the chair.
I'll go touch the chair as well.
So you reach out.
I would
as
say,
his
hey,
hands-
don't do that yet. No. God.
You
and
grab his hand
make
as
a
he's
Constitution
touching.
saving throw.
James-
Or no, you're doing it willfully,
Yeah.
so you don't have to. But give me a D4 roll. Or here, excuse me. You were at D6. Give me a D8.
I was 23.
James said he's touching the chair with him.
You are?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, you're doing it willfully as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't give me a D4 roll. 3. Okay. What'd you roll? 4. Okay.
10.
Who should I take first?
Oh,
So
God.
you both, Nashim, you see this on the ground. How does Nashim react?
I'm just watching.
Okay. What does Katsuya do?
I want to cut them.
You
But
just cut their hands off?
yeah, really though.
So you're like,
So
I'm like,
you have
what?
your weapons out?
Yeah,
So you pull your swords out.
yeah. My swords have been out since we opened the door.
Okay. Which door? This door?
The
Okay.
that
Yeah,
door.
the bottom of the
They've
door.
been
There was
out.
no other door, was there?
Yeah.
No.
To come down into the dungeon. That's where I didn't know she ever stowed her blades.
Nah, they were
Okay,
out.
so
yeah.
you have your weapons out, and you see Kai reach out and grab the chair as Thalek already had put his hands down. Thalek, I'll start with you, since, obviously. And then after I finished, so I'm going to bounce back and forth. So you'll get your timer, and then I'll go to Kai.
No.
It does not return to where you had left off.
Now, are we seeing different things?
I don't know. We'll see. His will come after. The image. Did you roll a D8 when you rolled, or a D6?
Oh, for age?
Yeah.
I rolled a D8.
Okay, good. The image, black. Just the hints of gray in there. Swirling, and then a flashing of color, and you begin to feel yourself pulled in again. This time you're seeing a city that you passed through once. You definitely recognize it. This is the city of Asgard. You can see people moving about and then screaming after a moment's time. But that moment, it felt more like a few hours almost, but in that moment it happened. So you saw just quick movements of people moving about their day, and then everyone looking up at the sky, women screaming in terror, and then you see a black, glassy in color, similar to the obsidian wall, shape beginning to poke out over the mountain chain. Blexen Mountains. It begins to poke out from the Blexen Mountains and the clouds parting around it. And the purplish crystals, you can see hanging below it chains with like, it looks like captured creatures, humanoids. A few humans, a few dwarves just hanging from it in cages, dangling beneath the ship as it begins to descend from high. And it's coming towards Asgard. Then the image swirls out, and you can suddenly see another one slowly beginning to spin in, and you can see green pastures off, rolling away. And that's when, as you're looking over the one hillside, you can see, it looks like mountain goats. And then you see a shepherd just walking with them, just relaxed, like this is just a standard day. An arrow suddenly into his chest. And you see the shepherd fall and fly back down the hill, land collapsing from the impact of the arrow. You can see this arrow is a much larger than a standard hat. It's roughly about an inch in diameter.
Okay.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
No.
I'll go.
21.
21. The image disappears, and you pull back your hands, and you age the 4
4 years.
4 years. Kai.
You're up.
Yep.
Oh my.
As your hand touches, you feel yourself suddenly go, and you can see all the color and any color he had to his clean black skin. There is always a tiny hint of rosy cheeks to him from his human mother.
Oh.
And you can see that color disappear, all of you that are looking at him. He is suddenly, bright color begins to spin, and images begin to form, and as you see it in front of you, this is the forest of Huntington. You recognize it. You see your tribe, the different families of it. You can see the young child that you guys saved. But he's older. He's not a 7 or 8 year old child anymore. He looks to be like in his late teens. And then you notice something very strange. You see yourself walking amongst them. But something is really disturbing about what you see. You're missing one of your hands. Your left hand is cut. You're walking with just your staff. You do not recognize this staff. It is very ornate. It has colors kind of like spinning up the actual staff. And at its top you can see a jagged crystal of sorts. And people look to you and nod, clearly out of respect. this is the other thing that disturbs you about the sight you see of yourself. You find yourself alone. Meaning your family is not there. You don't see your parents. And suddenly it spins out and another image begins to form, spinning in, and you can feel yourself getting pulled deeper and deeper. You find yourself looking at similar islands that I described for Thalic, floating above the sea. Now clouds surrounding it, storm clouds, lightning flashing. And you can see and feel the thunder wave as it hits through your body. You can see rain spinning, and it looks like it's a hurricane spinning, and you can feel it, and it's stinging your side of your face. And you can see upon a rock that's on this island that floats above the sea 12 skeletons kneeling on the ground, all around a now dormant crystal. Their clothes tattered and ragged. You see weapons, none among them. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Let's go 15.
15.
You better be able to share.
What did you roll on your first con, or your age? How much did you raise?
3.
Unfortunately, that fails. Give me a d6 roll.
2.
2.
Oh.
You find
I
yourself.
tried to get us to leave.
Can I chop his hand off?
No. There's a split second. You are now still watching that sight. You're looking, feeling yourself kind of spin around that shrine of sorts. Clearly corrupt, and again, it's against nature. You don't know if this was some type of necromancy or what. But something stands out to you. You can actually see footprints now coming from the crystal. And they're like burned into the terrain. Imprinted of sorts. Simple, elegant looking by the stride. You can tell the composure of whoever walked on this. There was something not natural about them because the grass had never returned in that area. The image then swirls out, and you then watch as you're floating in space. You see stars about you, glistening. You don't recognize them, especially being circled stars through it. You're watching as a burning ball of flame is barreling through the sky. And you can see ice crystals melting as it's passing through the heat and sunlight. It passes by Bangladesh and Vardanel, the two moons of Entorin. And now you turn as it's passing by you. And it's not moving incredibly fast in the scope of where you are, but it is moving incredibly fast when you realize how close it is. And it's barreling, looks like its trajectory is at Entorin. You feel fear suddenly filling yourself. You recognize this as, it's hard to scale it from being in space, and you don't know how close you are, your depth, but this is an object that looks like it's going to impact. And that's when you notice something really strange about it. It suddenly stops. And it floats there, and it begins to turn. Almost as if it's recognizing you as something there. Give me a perception check.
Better not be a 20. Fucking
You.
That's a 1. That's the one for the show. And we're done.
What'd you roll? 20? Wow. That's second or third?
Second.
Remember, you have inspiration dice.
Yeah.
I haven't really needed it. But
Yeah.
your
That's a
perception.
25, but
So 25 total. You recognize. I'll give you some details and then we'll roll.
I hate it.
You recognize this land, this piece of by the looks of it, stone begins to swirl and form, and it becomes more like a face of sorts. And you see no color, but it's just like almost like the outline, as if cloth was draped over someone's face, and they were speaking through it. Like tight, pulled a little bit tight though, so you can see the movements of this humanoid-esque face, and that's Constitution saving throw.
Constitution throw. I'm gonna use this.
And I need to know your languages you speak.
Languages. Where did those guys go? That's not features and traits. Oh, there it is. Draconic, Druidic, Elvish, Halfling, and Sylvan.
Wait, Druidic, Sylvan, Elven, Halfling, Common.
Sylvan, yeah, commons.
Okay.
That's a 18 plus something. So.
Okay. You feel yourself as it begins to speak. You don't recognize the language,
Oh man.
but it has force to it. It has impact.
Do I recognize the language as something that somebody previously has spoken?
Good question.
Whether it be a djinn or a
I knew that's what you were thinking of.
or a being or a person that was former in our party, specifically celestial.
Similar. Yeah, you recognize it as being similar, but not. You can't understand it. The impact on you is all hope from just the utterance of the language. You don't know if it was a sentence, a word, a book that they read to you. Its time was really hard to gauge, and you find yourself dreadful. You don't know what's happening, and that's when you're pulled back and your hand gets thrown back from the chair. How's Thalic feeling? Now that he's done this experience twice, he's seen the things he's seen. You do age
Dehydrated.
a little bit.
Yeah, actually.
All right, my turn.
Leave the chair.
Like,
Leave the chair.
Well, now.
just like dark.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like there's a sense of like doom and gloom, just like impending doom, like it's coming.
And you don't even know what.
No idea. It's just you're like I feel like I want to go dig a bunker.
Now is that Paul or Thalic?
oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's something really dark and evil and that sense just like permeates you, like not necessarily fear, because I would say there's not a whole lot that I'm necessarily scared of,
Yeah.
but just like there's a storm coming and we have no idea what's going on with it.
Yeah. And you do recognize that ship, obviously, that was coming towards Asgard. Because you were there. You saw it. But the new part of it that you didn't see in Koible was those cages hanging beneath. And those are hanging 50 to 100 feet down. Almost as if they were flaunting that they had people prisoner.
Yeah, how many of them were there?
It's so vague now. It's hard to... It's like trying to remember a dream. That's what these experiences you three have had now, is it's trying to recall dreams that in the moment were so vivid, but you're only catching glimpses. You recall at least a handful. If it could have been hundreds, you don't really know at this point. Because remember, that ship was big.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell Ronnie, I saw. No, I don't remember the name of the town.
Asgard.
Asgard. Asgard was under attack.
By what?
Well, it was a mind flayer ship.
Not a real mine. That's not real.
Oh no, that's real.
What?
Bro, do you see how old they are? They're traveling in the future. Write it down.
Right? Yeah, actually, Ronnie's gonna. Here! And I hand you my water sack thing.
You look thirsty.
Water skin or whatever you have. Yeah.
Water skin.
Yeah, I'll take a swig, but
Yeah.
it was under attack.
And you realize now you are extremely parched. You didn't realize how dry your throat had gotten. And like that.
There were thousands of people running, and
The whole town. Does it look like it's happening like right now, or is it something
I don't
in
know.
the future?
I don't know.
Oh, guys.
All right, guys. Sounds like we have.
And
a
that's
world
when
to save.
Kai comes to.
It could be right now, considering we have already encountered those
And we're not there.
real time. Yeah. So it could be right now. It could be 5 years in the future.
Well, you're missing a hand, so.
I'm not missing it.
Not right
Oh.
now.
I've not
In
told
the
you
vision
that.
he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he hasn't revealed that yet.
Oh,
Not
my
mine.
bad. What'd you see?
Put those swords away.
Yeah.
What did you see?
Yeah.
I suggest
I
you put those
just
swords
in
away.
case.
Right? Hey, let's
Could
try
I
to stay
could I
positive.
hear her threatening to cut my hand off as I was touching
Now,
the chair?
yes, you're vaguely recalling hearing.
He just freaks out.
You vaguely hear when you first came to the. We got to do something, and then you hear Ronnie saying, "No, no, no, don't!" And then you heard her blades come
Yeah,
out.
I would like to suggest to Katya to put those away.
Like use the spell suggestion.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't
gotcha.
have that. Just kindly.
Right?
Gotcha.
Fine.
Oh, yeah, can I? Oh.
And
Put those away.
What did
we
you
need
see?
to. We can talk about it on the boat out of this place.
All right, let's go.
That sounds like a good plan.
There we go.
I'm gonna sprint to the bone.
Just books it.
Unfortunately,
I don't think it's
Kai, what did
crazy.
you see?
are you walking and talking, or
I would like to be walking and talking.
Okay,
He's
who
like
is
shaking.
first
Oh,
coming down? Who's stepping off the platform first?
I'll
I
do
better get
it.
out of the chair. I put my hands.
Do you?
We're leaving.
Okay.
Yeah, if that happens, you get left.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Just the Valak
I'd be
skeleton
back.
just sitting there eventually.
I'd be back just like that. Like,
Who is leading the charge?
I'll go.
Oh,
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
dang. I'll go behind her.
9, 4, so 13.
You are good. You step down. Who was next? What order? Give me the entire order first. So Nashim.
I'll do it.
Wait. So Nashim, Katya. Who's after?
I'm gonna go last.
So if Alex is going last, yeah, I need that.
Yeah, I think I helped Alec out of his thing.
Um,
Out of the chair.
So
It's
you were-
okay, big buddy.
you're second to
take
last.
it easy.
that's for earlier.
Oh.
15.
15. Ronnie, you're third, or Kai? Are you going after?
I'm still near the chair. So
Okay,
Second
so-
to last. I was hoping that
Okay,
would
so you would be next after Katya, though, and then.
Not 20.
That's amazing.
It's not amazing. It does nothing for me here. I need
just
to.
saved you.
I need to hit
Ronnie,
things.
give me your roll.
I want to hit things with the 20.
Dexterity?
Why don't you hit the chair
no,
with the 20 like I
Constitution.
suggested? It sounds like skin to skin contact. We could have destroyed the chair.
I would like to know who put the chair there.
12. Okay,
Really,
and
who
Valak,
touched it?
give me
Who
your
carried
save.
it in there?
This whole place has a bad smell.
8.
No.
We're gonna take a break. We'll start back. What time is it? 1:46. We'll start back in about 20-ish minutes. So about 2:05, 2:10. We'll find out what happens with Alec.
He better not touch
Thank
that
you
shit.
for joining us. We really appreciate it. We'll see you.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.